Hello everyone, Dr. Jenkins here. Welcome to Anatomy and Physiology 2. Now, all of you have me for lecture. Lucky you. Some of you have me for lab, but some of you will have Dr. Kelly for lab. Now, not to worry. Dr. Kelly and I have worked together for many years. So don't worry about it. Her and I have worked together for a long time. We've coordinated this before. You're going to be fun. So this video is meant to be the introduction for A&P2 lecture because all of you have me for lecture. I will be recording a separate video for those of you that have me for lab. And then for those of you that have Dr. Kelly for lab, on her lab Blackboard page, she will be introducing you to what you need to know. All right, so A&P2 lecture. Welcome. So here's the deal. First thing I want to say is lecture, we will not be meeting at a certain time. I think I have to sneeze though. Hold on. Of course, I've been fine all day, but when I go to record this video. All right. So for our lecture, we will not be meeting at a specific time on Zoom. All right. So I know that on your schedule it says maybe meeting at a certain time. No. So we will not be meeting on Zoom for a lecture each week. Instead, I have posted links to YouTube videos of me going through the lecture. And the reason I do this is, I consider what type of student I tend to have at Hudson Valley and in this course. And especially because of COVID, I know a lot of our schedules and our lives have been turned upside down. So I just feel like it's more of a convenience factor. So this way, you'll be able to watch the lecture videos anytime that fits in your schedule throughout the week, which I think is a good thing. All right. So we'll not be meeting at a certain time on Zoom. For lecture each week, usually we have one chapter a week. So for example, our first week is going to be on the blood. So when you open up Blackboard, excuse me, when you open up Blackboard for lecture, you will see on the left a tab that says Lecture PowerPoint and Videos. You click on that, and then you'll see a folder for each chapter. Well, the first folder is blood. So you'll click on blood, and then you'll see there a link right to the YouTube lecture. So you click on it, and it's going to open up a separate window of me going through the lecture. I tend to break up the videos. So usually for each chapter, I have 2 videos. So you'll watch both, but you can watch them whenever it works best in your schedule. You can also watch them over and over again if that would be helpful for you. All right, so on the lecture video, you will see the PowerPoint. You won't see me, which might be a good thing, but you'll hear my voice. So you'll see the PowerPoint, you'll hear my voice, and then as I'm lecturing and talking to you about the material, I'll be using a little pen on my iPad to circle things or draw things. I like to respect your time, so please watch the videos. I'm not going to be reading word for word because that's really boring. Instead, I will be trying to explain the material in everyday language that hopefully is going to be easiest for you to understand. Also, when you watch the videos, you're going to know exactly what's most important to study. So whatever I circle or underline, if I add some notes on the side, you're going to know exactly what's most important and what you need to study. So your time will be respected. It'll be worth your time to look at the videos because you'll know exactly what to study for. Now, on Blackboard, along with links to the lecture videos, you will also see the PowerPoint. So some people like to download the PowerPoint and then make notes or type in notes on the PowerPoint as they watch the video. You'll also see a tab on the left that's called Chapter Outlines. So other people would prefer to download or print out the chapter outline. And that's just a Word document that just has an outline of all the big points and then the subpoints. And that is meant for you to fill in the material. So either way, you got to do what works best for you. So think about that in advance, okay? So you'll know how to best take notes while you watch the videos. Okay. For a second there, I thought it wasn't recording, so I apologize. Okay. So for lecture, you'll see the attachment for the link for the videos. You can either open up the PowerPoint or you can open up the chapter outline. You'll see some handouts that I've put together that should be helpful to you also on Blackboard. Now, on Blackboard, you're going to see the syllabus for the course. And when you open up the syllabus, you're going to see the whole semester schedule. And it has a whole semester schedule from now until the end of the semester. And I would recommend, if it were me, I'd recommend printing that out or having it handy. So that way you'll know exactly what we're doing each week in lecture and in lab if you have me, okay? Spread throughout the semester, we will have some lecture exams. I believe we have 4 lecture exams. They will be available for 1 whole week, and you'll take them through Blackboard. Typically, they're about 50 questions, multiple choice, and they will be timed. The week of the exam, I will have another announcement posted on Blackboard that will give you an idea of exactly what to expect. Okay, it'll say, this week's lecture exam covers these 3 chapters. It is 52 questions. You will have 1 hour to complete it. It is made up of multiple choice questions. You will not be able to go back to a previous question. Once you start, you must finish the exam. So no surprises, okay? I like to say that my lecture exams are challenging but fair. What we cover in the lecture videos, that's what's going to be on the exams. So I will never pull out something from the textbook and put on an exam that we didn't talk about in the lecture. Now, that's not to say that the exams are going to be necessarily easy, challenging, but if you listen to the lectures and you take notes and you study, you will be prepared with what to expect for the lecture exams. All right. I have some notes here, so I apologize just to make sure I talk about everything I need to talk about. Mastering. For this course, you will need the online mastering program. Many of you have it already from A&P 1, possibly. So for this course, you will need it. The mastering, you just purchase a code. It has great study tools for both lecture and for lab. All right. Now, I am not going to be making any lecture assignments through mastering. I know some professors embed into mastering some lecture assignments. I am not going to be doing that, but I am requiring that you get mastering for the study tools. And I know for Dr. Kelly's lab, she is going to have assignments through mastering. So you will need it, okay? All right, let's see. Okay. Even though we're not going to be meeting at a certain time on Zoom for lecture, I will be posting Zoom office hours and holding Zoom office hours every week. So every week on Blackboard, you'll see this week's office hours, and it'll give the days and the times, and then there'll be a link right there on Blackboard. So you click on that Zoom link, it will open up Zoom, and boom, there I am for you to ask questions. If the office hours that I have don't work in your schedule, let me know. Send me an email. Hey, Dr. Jenkins, those times don't work for me. I am available on this day at this time. Would you be able to meet then? And I will do my best to meet with you, and we'll have our own Zoom call. So I am here for you, but you have to communicate. Okay, something else that's important to introduce you to a course with me is that I do not accept late work. So the online lecture exams, they're going to be available for a week, but they must be taken by Sunday at midnight. If you try and take it at Sunday at 12:01, you will not be allowed to take it. Okay? And I really mean that. So what this means is you have to plan ahead. Please, please do your work for lecture and for lab earlier in the week, or at least earlier on the weekend. If you email me a question Sunday night at 10 p.m., and it's a question about the exam that's due 2 hours later, it's very unlikely that I'm going to get back to you before midnight when your exam is due. And then come Monday morning, if you email me, hey, I emailed you at 10 p.m. last night, too bad. I'm available all week. I do check my email on weekends. However, I'm not able to check it every minute of every weekend day. So if you have questions, ask me earlier in the week or at least earlier on the weekend. As we all know, sometimes there can be technical problems. Blackboard has a tendency at random times to kick people off. So you might be taking a lecture exam and then Blackboard freezes. Well, we need to anticipate these problems. So that's why I'm asking you to take the exams earlier in the week or earlier on the weekend. If your schedule is such that you can only take it on Sunday, take it earlier in the day on Sunday. That way, if there's a technical problem, you can email me and I will have a chance to get your email, reset the exam, and email you back, giving you time before the midnight deadline to complete it. Okay? All right. Last thing I want to talk about is another way for you to communicate with me is through, if you wish, to download the free app on your smartphone called Remind. It's a free app called Remind. You'll download it. I'm going to post on Blackboard a course code. So once you download Remind, free app, type in the course code, and then you'll have the app. Basically, Remind allows you and me to text without having to know each other's phone number. So it's yet another way for you to communicate with me. I understand that nowadays email is so 10 years ago, so some people prefer to communicate this way. So you can just shoot me a message. Hey, Dr. J, I have a question, and I can write you back. So there are no excuses for you not being able to communicate with me. A&P 2 is challenging. For a lot of people, it's more challenging than A&P 1 because we cover more physiology, because we get started right away. So in A&P 2, some of our hardest material is at the beginning. So you're going to have to do your work. You're going to have to study probably a lot. But if you do, you will do well. So be prepared to start the semester off on a good foot. I'm here if you have questions, and let's have a good semester.